describe the coastline as dynamic, always changing.
It is absolutely beautiful. It's ethereal.
It's unprotected. The weather and the conditions can change within a matter of hours.
If you go to space, it's kind of an empty void. You land on the moon, it's dust and rocks. But if you go into the ocean, it's full of life.
What I worry about in future generations is that what we see now will be considered the golden age. What I really don't want to do is forget that these kelp forests could be more, and that they have been more. We've lost about 90% of our kelp forest. And there's a lot of kelp forest out there. There's a lot more than people think, too. The really important thing is what we do to restore our kelp forests. Our goal is to take our community and get them involved in ocean stewardship through monitoring.
We all experience, these ocean ecosystems, and as divers, we're unique in that we can actually experience them firsthand. What Reef Check does is go out there and use the skill set that we've all learned and hopefully perfected to put some meaning to it. We usually think about science as, the beaker and the lab coat.
So we'll be in 2 teams.
But there's an element of science of getting people out in the environment.
I'll go out with fish. Okay. And then we'll go back and you're doing urchins and I'm doing kelp.
And through that, people can develop an emotional connection to these areas.
I've been diving here since I was 23. I'm 63, so 40 years. How much longer am I going to be diving? I don't know. It's like asking someone how long they're going to live. The Reef Check community here, a little different than the regular dive community. These folks are more like people in the trenches. Their knowledge base is intense.
Scientific diving is like the ultimate way to really explore and to understand. It completely changed my view of diving.
When Reef Check started out, citizen science was kind of rare, and I don't think it was really even very respected. But we really shown that community members can go out there and collect accurate data. And of course, it has this added benefit of really empowering communities.
Citizen science is unpaid volunteers going out and contributing to science somehow. So in this case, we are surveying algae, fish, invertebrates.
We are counting pretty much everything that we can, like sea stars and urchins, fish populations. We're counting our kelp species.
You can live somewhere and not have any idea what's going on from an ecosystem point of view. So it really falls on to the people who are brave enough or bored enough or just love the ocean enough to get out there to advocate and see what's going on.
The kelp forests are super special on our coastline, and there's also something really special about the Reef Check dives specifically because it's a community and just made me want to keep coming back forever.
Going out year after year, seeing the same sites, how they change, why they change, seeing how that affects the people who have been doing it longer than I have, I would trade it for anything.
We fall to our strengths. I'm doing something that I think is important. What would I do if I wasn't doing this, right?
I've never dove in a completely healthy kelp forest. I've never seen it, which is heartbreaking at times because of how much I work and care about this ecosystem. But past 2013, you never really saw a perfectly healthy kelp forest again.
When I arrived here, there were big, thick, healthy kelp forests, the kind that, egrets walk on for miles. You can see that if you go back in 20 years of Reef Check diving.
We had what's called the blob, which is a marine heat wave event It's most likely what increased the spread of sea star wasting disease, and a specific sea star, the sunflower sea star. Unfortunately, they were the biggest predator for the purple urchins, which are grazers for the kelp.
It started a chain reaction of urchins just mowing down kelp forests. The bottom in many places is still just a moonscape.
You know, these animals existed from Baja all the way up to the Aleutian Islands, the furthest west you can go in Alaska. And the entire span of the North Pacific continent nearshore ecosystems lost this animal. We called it a wasting event because we didn't know what was causing it. They started seeing these stars deflate, lose their arms, and then eventually turn to a puddle of white goo in a matter of days or hours even. They just disappeared into nothing and wasted away, literally.
Imagine if this forest around me was just clear cut and cut down in a couple of years. And that's sort of what happened in full kelp forest. It was just 95% gone. Kelp loss happened really, really fast. It felt personal, it hurt.
We have emotional attachments to these places that we survey. We have memories there, we have experiences there. In the past couple of years, we've had sites where we just literally have not had enough money to go survey. Because nobody's going out there, you just don't know what's going on with them, and the ecosystem is changing, and it's kind of heartbreaking.
When you monitor the death of something, it's hard. If you looked at Reef Check data, you would see it. And that's why we're here. We're trying to change that swing of the pendulum.
My name's Eric Sedletsky. I've been a diver for about 30 years, and my favorite place to dive is out here. The purple urchins were beginning to really take over, and they ate all the kelp. It was a wasteland. Just to go out and look at urchin barrens isn't really appealing. And I love to dive, so I wasn't going to quit diving. I thought, well, I'm going to start working. I started PERP about 2 years ago, and it just popped in my head, the purple urchin removal project. So I was doing it alone for a year. I was only clearing an area maybe less than 10 foot by 10 foot and getting a limit. And I thought I really need help. So I started getting members, and we started coming out here on Sundays, and little by little it grew.
All of the coves up and down this coast used to have kelp in them, abalone, starfish, anemones, sea cucumbers, all the invertebrates, nudibranchs. We're removing the urchins so that the kelp can come back, so that the biodiversity and all the other critters can come back.
I used to liken the problem with the urchins here to like if someone clear-cut all the redwoods on our coast, everyone would see what's going on, but that's kind of what happened under the water.
It's a blanket over the problem. You cannot see it unless you're a diver. And unless you've been diving for years and know what it's supposed to look like, you don't know. The ocean heals itself, but we're just helping it.
Our guiding star has always been restore the sunflower sea star to save the kelp. Sunflower sea stars seem to be this beloved alien organism that has been embraced by the community. They're very adorable for the large predator that they are. We're aquaculturing these species and looking at how we can scale that to a restoration effort across thousands of miles of coastline. Kelp forests and sunflower sea stars and urchin harvesting and removal, like this is all part of one solution.
So all these organizations, how do we overlap? Well, we physically do overlap. These are our partners, these are our friends.
Half of us are going to go to Stillwater. Me, True, Sophia. The work that Reef Check does overlaps with Sunflower Star Lab and with PERP in many different ways. Reef Check has a very robust long-term data set. Keep an eye out for kelp, so make sure somebody is looking for that.
We were really able to see that kelp loss, also the die-off of the sunflower stars.
Because of that die-off, and because we had the data to prove that this is happening, groups came together to try to do something about it.
Collecting data sounded like a good time to me. Ted's always happy to get in the water, so.
In the bigger picture, I think these types of projects are really important because it's one part of sort of like the multi-pronged approach to restoration.
The more people who know and understand what's going on, then more people will care about it and hopefully help out.
Most of the founding board members, myself included, were part of Reef Check. What we all noticed was the decline of kelp forest health, and that is ultimately what launched this program.
We have harvested 35,287 pounds since about this time 2 years ago. That doesn't include today.
Here we used to dive for abalone. The kelp was just like a forest, but now, as you can see, there's not any kelp floating out there other than the dead ones on the ground.
So this is part of preserving that kelp and getting it to grow again.
We are monitoring that effort, so as these divers are taking urchins out, we will survey that to see how effective it is. If kelp comes back, what is the density of urchins?
Seatrees reached out to me and they were looking for a Northern California kelp restoration project. They're providing us with all our air fills for the team. So in that 35,000 pounds that we've collected so far in 2 years, 18,000 pounds of that was due to Seatrees and their free air fills. It really helps.
You know, the past couple of years we've had a funding shortfall that we've had to make up, and I know Seatrees has been huge partners in that, kind of filling in that gap. Because we use volunteers, we're a very effective and inexpensive way of getting this work done, but it's not free, and so Seatrees has been essential in helping us survey sites that we literally would not have been able to get to otherwise.
Seatrees' involvement with Sunflower Soil Labs ultimately started from their sea trees, the kelp. You know, that was what united us, and understanding how sunflower sea stars can help kelp forest recovery.
The motivation is that we're seeing everything beginning to grow again. And every time we come back, there's more growth.
I love this. When you're down there collecting urchins, it's almost zen. I worked the kelp line, and I got a lot, and then at the end, I found a spot like, oh, I have to go back now. There's still more. It's work, but it's invigorating, and it's a blessing.
This is my dive partner.
Well, even old people can do it. We're 85.
I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. Instead of going to church, this is what I do. This is my Sunday.
Seeing like the next generation kids, you know, you crack open an urchin and share uni with them, and it's really cool to share that with people when you get those special days. It really means something.
The speed with which we've been able to go from a concept to raising sunflower sea stars is like being on the biggest wave, like the ride of your life. It is a beast that you didn't know was like growing under you.
You know, we're going out there and we're counting these organisms, and it's not that our counting and our just being in it is directly having an effect right away, but if more and more people see these trends and these trends become important to people, actions can be made and things can be changed, and we're already seeing that.
Every community we work with really cares about their ecosystem in front of them, the one that they know firsthand. And that might be commercial fishermen in Mexico, it might be recreational divers or abalone divers in California, it might be Native American tribes in Washington. When you add up all those efforts along the coast, it obviously has a huge effect.
Sometimes it feels dim and it feels like too big of a task. The number one thing that keeps people going is when they can be part of a community and the ball keeps rolling and everyone keeps caring and keeps trying because the people around them are still caring and trying.
It's essential that we get the message out and we have more and more people interested in what we do and what other organizations like Seatrees and Sunflower Star Lab and PERP does. Seeing that growing community really gives me hope that enough people care, and with that robust amount of people, we can make a difference.
Hope is really action. We really do have to be brave and become engaged.
I think the thing that gives me the most hope are my volunteers. They take time out of their days, out of their weeks. They take time off work to come contribute to this ecosystem that they love and this world that they love.
A lot of environmental storytelling, I think I go back to baselines. I listened to my elders and they were talking about how it used to be. That how it used to be is important in making decisions of where you're going. So if I told you that this reef was all kelp and otters used to live here, you would say, wow, there aren't any now. And I would say, exactly. How do you want it to be?